Hello guys, so we are back and now we are going to complete the rest of the subjective questions which we have completed till 10 subjective question in our previous video. So we are moving towards the left subjective question. So this is question number 11. Okay, the question is as follow: find all the values of k for which one root of the equation x square minus k plus 1 into x plus k square plus k minus 8 equals to 0 exceeds 2 and the other root is smaller than 2. Okay, one root is greater than 2 and the other root is, so it is an upward parabola because a is greater than 0. Now it is telling its one root is greater than, its root be alpha and beta. So it is telling its one root is greater than 2 and other is less than, so 2 should be in between alpha and beta. So what are the conditions for such things in location of root? It is f of 2 less than 0. So we will apply, put x is equals to 4, 2k minus 2 k square plus k minus 8 should be less than equal to 0, which will give us k square minus k minus 4 minus 6 should be less than 0. Okay, k square minus k minus 6 should be less than 0, which will give us k minus 3 into k plus 2 less than 0. So if we draw Vivek curve, we will get, since it is less than 0, we will get minus 2 to 3. So k belongs from minus 2 to 3. Okay, so we are moving on to question number 12. Okay, we are moving on to question number 12. The question, let me get the question. The question is as follows. The question is, find all the values of a so that exactly one root of the equation x square minus 2ax plus a square minus 1 equals to 0 lies between the number 2 and 4 and no root of the equation is neither equal to 2 nor equal to 4. Okay, so how can you predict this? Means what can you think about this? First, we know that it is asking about this equation and its one root should be 2 and 4 and which should not include 2 and 4. Okay, so what kind of parabola is it? Is upward facing parabola. Now it is alpha, this is beta. Okay, moving on further, you can see if its root should be between 2, so let's this alpha root is between 2 and 4. And what are the conditions? The condition of f of 2 into f of 4 should be less than 0. F of 2 will be positive, f of 4 will be negative. Okay, so let's do this. So put 4 here. What we are getting? We are getting 4 minus 4a plus a square minus 1 when we put x is equals to 2, and when we put x is equal to 4, 16 minus 8a plus a square minus 1 less than 0. Okay, let me simplify this. A square minus 4a plus 3 into a square minus 8a plus 15 should be less than 0. What we are getting? We are getting a minus 3, a minus 1, a minus 5 and a minus 3. No? Yes, 3. 5 there is okay. A minus 3. It should be less than 0. Here there are 2 a minus 3, so it will become a minus 3 the whole square. And if you are asking me why I am doing these things first, because in the previous video we have done so many questions that you should be able to calculate quadratic roots very easily. It will save your time. You can check YouTube videos for shortcuts for solving quadratic equation. Okay, so let me draw Vivek curve because this Vivek curve is not simple, so I will solve it. Here what points are 3, 1, 5, 1, 3, 5. It is even power, so sign means side on the both side of C will remain same. So positive, negative, negative because it has even power, and then positive. what we want less than 0, so a belongs to 1 to 5. Okay, now what is the trap? If here between 1 and 5 3 can lie between 1 and 5, so if we put here 3, it will be equal to 0, which should not be possible. It should be less than 0, so we will exclude 3. This is the trap. Okay, if you draw the baby curve and got this answer and you forget to means to remove the 3, then you will get the answer wrong. And subjective problem, they don't even give you any options, so it's all on your aptitude. Okay, so we will move on to question number 13. Okay, we will move on to question number 13, which is as follow: if alpha comma beta comma gamma are the roots of the equation x cube plus px square plus qx plus r equal to 0, then find the value of alpha minus 1 upon beta into gamma into beta minus 1 upon alpha into gamma into gamma minus 1 upon alpha by beta, alpha into beta. So how we can approach it? So multiplying it will create a mess. So if we approach it like this, alpha beta gamma, if I multiply this with this, here it will be 1 and beta into gamma. Okay, here will be alpha beta gamma. Similarly, we are getting a pattern, alpha into gamma, right? And here also alpha beta gamma minus 1 upon alpha beta. Now alpha beta gamma are the roots of this equation, so summation alpha is minus p, summation alpha beta is q, and alpha beta gamma is minus r, minus plus minus. Okay, now if I take these 3 common, alpha minus 1, so it will be alpha beta gamma minus 1 the whole cube upon alpha beta gamma the whole square, right? Now how can we do this? And here it will be 1 into 1 into 1. Okay, which is just you can understand by yourself, you must have that much understanding. Okay, after this we will put this value, which will be minus r minus 1 the whole cube upon minus r square, which will lead us to minus 1 into r plus 1 cube upon r square. So this is your answer. So we will move on to question number 14. Let me get the question. Question number 14. The question number 14 is as follow: if alpha comma beta and gamma are the roots of 2x cube plus x square minus 7 equal to 0, then find the value of summation alpha by beta plus beta by alpha. Now when you see any quadratic equation, whether it is cubic or 4 power, if it has any means degree, जैसे here x square, it is missing, so you there will be at some point you can use that point, so you must become more alert. Okay, now how we can approach this question? If I open this beta alpha, I know alpha beta gamma are 3 roots of this equation. Okay, so let me open it. Summation alpha plus beta, you must know how to open summation. Then alpha, replace alpha by beta. This will go like this: alpha beta gamma, replace alpha by beta, then beta by gamma, gamma by alpha. Okay, like this, circular. And beta by gamma, beta by gamma, and this by beta. Moving on further, beta by gamma, gamma by alpha, beta by gamma, and gamma by alpha. Sorry, I did mistake. This 2. Okay, then beta gamma, gamma alpha. Okay, and beta gamma. Okay, now here it has same beta and beta as denominator, so we will take these two, 1 upon beta upon alpha plus gamma. Similarly, alpha upon beta plus gamma. Similarly, beta plus gamma. Now gamma upon alpha plus beta. Okay, now what can we do further? What can we do further? There should be some Okay, let us think. Okay, let gets these roots which we have now. So alpha plus beta plus gamma will be z will be, okay, one term is missing, and here it will be minus 1 by 2. Okay, and whereas summation alpha into beta will be 0, and lastly alpha beta gamma will be 7 by 2. Okay, right? Now this is important. So let's replace alpha plus gamma by 1 minus 2 minus beta. So what we are getting here, minus 1 by 2 minus beta. Similarly here with minus 1 by 2 minus alpha. Similarly here minus 1 by 2 minus gamma. Okay, so what we are getting, taking 1 by 2 common, 1 upon alpha plus 1 upon beta plus 1 upon gamma. Okay, and here minus if I take minus plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so I am getting minus 1 by 2, and this will become alpha plus beta into gamma plus alpha into beta upon alpha beta gamma. Okay, and this will become minus c. But if you observe, it will become alpha gamma plus beta gamma plus alpha beta, which we told summation alpha beta is equal to 0. So this whole term will become 0. So the final answer will be minus 3. Okay, so we are done with question number 14. So we are moving on to question number 15, which is as follow. Now question number 15. To start this question, you must know inequality. In inequality, they teach you f of x mod x is less than 2 and less than a, where a is greater than 0. Then how can we open? We will open it like f of x a, if it is greater than it doesn't matter, minus a. Okay, so similarly we will open it because it is greater than 0. So we will open it x square plus kx plus 1 upon x square plus x plus 1 should be between 2 and minus 2, right? Now two cases will develop. Case 1, inside cases we take intersection and outside case we take union. This is also inequality concept, so if your inequality is strong, it will be helpful. So I am taking this part, kx plus 1 upon x square plus x plus 1. So here just check this denominator d, it is 1 minus 4 into 1, which is less than 0, always positive, always positive. So what you can get, we can directly multiply it here. So what we are going to get, plus kx plus 1 minus 2x square minus 2x minus 2 should be less than 0. Moving on further, minus x square plus k minus 2 into x plus minus 1 less than 0. If we multiply it by minus 1, we will get 2 minus k into x plus 1 should be greater than 0. Okay, so we got this from this thing. Okay, and it is greater than 0, so d should be less than 0. If I make it like 4 plus k square minus 4k, okay, minus 4 should be less than 0. These two will cancel out. If I take k common, k minus 4 should be less than 0. So here k belongs to 0 to 4. Let we call it as a. Now take case 2, which will be like this. Like x square plus kx plus 1 upon x square plus x plus 1. It is greater than minus 2. So here if we take and multiply this kx plus 1, it will become 2x square plus 2x plus 2 should be greater than 0, which will indirectly give 3kx square plus k plus 2 x plus 3 should be greater than 0. Okay, moving on ahead. It is also greater than 0. Then what can we do? K plus 2 the whole square minus 4, 3 into 3. Okay, should be less than 0. I am taking d less than 0 because f of x is greater than 0. If f of x is greater than 0, a should be greater than 0 and d should be less than 0. These two conditions. Okay, now what we get? K square plus 4k plus 4. Okay, minus 36 less than 0. Now if I do 36, wait, if I apply a minus b, other than doing this k plus 2 the whole square, a minus b, it will be 6 square. Okay, so it will be 6 square, 36 will be 6 square, so it will make my calculation easy. Plus 6 the whole a square, a plus b into a minus b plus 2 minus 6 should be less than 0, right? So it will become k plus 8 into k minus 4 should be less than 0. So k belongs to minus 8 to 4. Okay, we got k. Now taking this is a and this is b, union of a and b, union, which will give us k belongs to union case. Let me check. I am missing some condition or what? If I am missing some condition, then it will be not be right. Okay. Okay. So here if we plot this, v minus 8, 4, 0 to 4, here 0 to 4. Okay. And here it will be minus 8 to 4. Minus 8 to 4. The answer is something different. I am not getting it. 0 to 4. Sorry, we will take intersection. I just made a silly mistake. We should do intersection between two cases finally. So k belongs to 0 to 4. So that's why you should be very careful with intersections and union in between the cases. I think this was the same case. We have broken it into two parts. So in the end, we will just take intersection only. Although what I was telling in the end that between the cases means inside the case we take intersection and after the case we will take union. That is right. But what happened here, this will considered be as one only. So it will be inside only. So we will take intersection only. Hope you can understand this. Such types of problems are important because if you do case and apply that thing which I told and you will take union, so you will say that the case are different, but for this same problem this is one problem. I mean, you have seen many problems where there is a and you add on these two sides and get a particular value. So in these two cases are considered as one only, so we take intersection in the end. Okay, so because k should not have negative value because of mod also. Okay, so we are done with question number 15. We are moving on to question number 16. Okay, the question number 16 is as follow: obtain real solution of the simultaneous equation xy plus 3y square minus x plus 4y minus 7 equal to 0 and 2xy plus y square minus 2x minus 2y plus 1 equal to 0. So how we can obtain simultaneous solutions of this? Okay, so let's consider this xy plus 3y square minus x plus 4y minus 7 as 1, and multiply it by 2, because if I create 2 here and then subtract it from here, okay, then I can reduce this term, okay, which will reduce my work. Okay, there is no other way I am saying it. Okay, now let me call this equation 2xy plus y square minus 2x minus 2y plus 1 equal to 0 as 2. Now when we multiply it by 2, this equation will become 2xy plus 6y square minus 2x plus 8y minus 14 should be equal to 0. Now let me call it as 3. Now 3 minus 2, what will get? Or 2 minus 3, it will be better because 2 is up and 3 is down. Okay, 2 minus 3, so what will get? Here we'll get minus 5y square, minus minus this will become 0, minus minus 10y plus means 15 equal to 0, which indirectly means let it divide by minus 5, divide by minus 5. So what we are getting? Y square plus 2y minus 3 equal to 0. Okay, now what you can see, it is y plus 3 and y minus 1 equal to 0. So we got y as minus 3 comma 1. So put y is equals to 1. When we put y is equals to 1, we get x plus 3 minus x plus 4 minus 7 minus 4 minus 7. Now here x will cut, so x belongs to R here for y is equals to 1. Okay, now I am putting y is equals to 1 in first equation in 1. Okay, now put y is equals to minus 3 in 1. Okay, what we are going to get? Minus 3x plus 27 minus x minus 12 minus 7 equal to 0. So we are getting x equals to 2. Okay, so the real solutions which we obtained are y is equals, for y is equals to 1, x belongs to R, and for y is equals to minus 3, x is equals to 2. Okay, so in this type of problem, it's basically basic algebras are used, okay, instead of making quadratics and solving it, because you can see it is 2x term, and you can see one more thing, it is ax square plus 2hx square plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy type equations, in which I think g and h are this. Okay, you will learn those things in straight lines and coordinate geometry. Let's move on to question number 17, which is as follow. Question number 17 says the set of values of a, if x square plus x the whole square plus a, okay, plus a into x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0 has, first, all four real and distinct roots, second, only two roots are real and distinct, third, all four roots are imaginary, four real roots in which only two are equal. Okay, so we will do for one. Okay, which says all four real roots are distinct. So let me just make it a simple equation. We clearly see that let x square plus x equals to be t, then what we can see, x square plus x minus t equal to 0. This is forming a quadratic equation in itself only. Okay, so let's find its d. D will be 1 minus means plus 40. Now if x is real, then t will be greater than minus 1 by 4. This will be greater than, right? When x is real, d is greater than 0, right? And if x is non-real, so t will be less than minus 1 by 4. Okay, this simple thing. So if in many questions we have assumed the variable and just check its range, like if it was t is equals to x square, such thing, then we know x square in 0 to infinity. But when the substituent itself forms a quadratic equation, then you must check its nature. That is the essential part what this question wants to teach to us. Okay, moving on further, let's generate the equation, which will be t square plus 8t plus 4 equal to 0. Now we got this equation. Okay, this is our equation. Now for the first, it is saying all 4 real and distinct roots. Now it has 2 roots and this has 2 roots. Okay, this condition. Now for roots real and distinct, if I draw this curve, it will be like this. For distinct, it should be t must be greater than 1 by 4. Okay, so these 4 roots will lie after 1 by 4. We have seen many problems like this. And if its roots are alpha comma beta, so we have to make conditions. The conditions are f of minus 1 by 4, okay, should be greater than 0, minus b by 2a is greater than minus 1 by 4, and d is greater than 0. Any other condition? Okay, these are all conditions which we have to do. Okay, now let's do this. When we put here 1 by 4, what we are getting? 1 by 16 minus t by 4, right? T by a by 4, sorry, a by 4 plus 4, okay, should be greater than 0. If I multiply it out by 16, what we am getting? I'm getting 1 minus 4a plus 64 greater than 0. So what I'm getting? 65 greater than 4a and a less than 65 by 4. Okay, I'm getting this. Let me call it as 1. Moving on further, if I do minus b by 2a minus b by 2a, what it becomes? It becomes minus a upon 2 should be greater than minus 1 by 4. If I just reverse the coin and divide it by 2, it will become 1 by 2. A should be less than 1 by 2. Okay, now last thing, d should be greater than 0, okay, for roots to be real. This is the second. Now we are doing the third, which will be a square minus 4 should be greater than 0, which will give us a belongs to minus infinity to minus 2 union 2 to infinity. Now the first says a should be less than 1 by 2, the other says a should be less than 65 by 4, which is 6 point something. Okay, 6 point something. Okay, so and okay, so but here it is telling minus infinity to minus 2. Okay, so a will belong from minus infinity to minus 2. Okay, so we are done with question number 1. Okay, I have taken intersections of all these. Now moving to 2, which says only 2 roots are real and distinct. Only 2 roots are real and distinct. Now I know it contains 2 roots. Okay, and it contains 1 root. It contains 1 root. After this there will be root. Okay, this will decide the condition for the 4 roots to exist. After this there can be these 2 can be roots, and it will give 2 roots through this. Okay, now what we will do, we will just solve the second one on other page, which is this. Okay, let me solve it. The second is only 2 roots are real and distinct. So the graph means this question is very crucial. You will see in previous year JEE Advanced question many times. These questions are repeated. I have seen in matrix match. Okay, so you will see such things. Now only 2 roots are real and distinct, means it minus 1 by 4 should lie here after this root, and for this t will give 1 root. Okay, so 2 roots will be real and distinct. So if it is alpha and if it is beta, what is the condition for this to happen? For this to happen, the condition are as follow, which is f of minus 1 by 4 should be less than 0 and d should be greater than 0. Okay, for d we have already solved d greater than 0, which comes a belongs to minus infinity to minus 4, right? Minus, which comes minus 2, sorry, minus 2 union 2 to infinity. Okay, and for this let me solve. We have already solved it, which is 65 minus 4a should be less than 0, so a should be greater than 65 by 4. Okay, these two things. Now it is telling greater than 65 by 4. Okay, so taking intersection of this 1 and 2, what I am getting, a belongs to 65 by 4 to infinity. Okay guys, let's move on to third one, which is all 4 roots are imaginary. How can this be possible? If I know after minus 1 by 4, I will find the root. If I place the parabola, after, instead of after, I placed it before minus 1 by 4, like this will minus 1 by 4. So I know after this root will be possible because the real conditions of t. But here I have placed the parabola after 1 by 4, so this situation will arrive for nodes. This is means higher level techniques to solve. Okay, you already know that for non-real roots imaginary d is less than 0, that will also be a condition, but this will also be a condition. Okay, average students, they don't even know such things, so you should know. Okay, problems teach a lot other than theory. Okay, so what are the conditions for this to happen? Minus 1 by 4 here will be greater than 0, d will be greater than 0, minus b by 2a will be less than minus 1 by 4 here. Okay, these three things, so I already know its value. It will be like here 65 minus 4a will be greater than 0, which will give us a should be less than 65 by 4. Okay, now from d we know d belongs to minus infinity to minus 2 union 2 to infinity for d greater than 0. Now let me check for this. It is, we have done it here, which is minus a by 2, here it is telling less than minus 1 by 4. If I divide and multiply it by 1, it will become greater than 1 by 2. Now it is telling should be less than, and it is telling greater than 1 by 2. So what we can get from this? If we plot, we know it is 16 point something. Okay, and this is 1 by 2. Okay, and this is something wait, are we doing some mistake or what? I'm not able to get something. I'm feeling error in d value. Okay, I'm getting some error in d value. How calculate a square? It was 4, right? So it should be 16. So it will be minus 4, and this will be 4. Oh shit. A will belong from here minus 4, from minus 4 to infinity. It is 1 by 4. Okay, d is okay. Here a will belong from minus infinity to minus 4. Here a will belong from minus 4. Here it will be minus 4. Here it will be 4. So yeah, this is right, because this lies in the range 65 with 16.5, which is way greater than 4. So this is right. But here it will be minus 4 to 4. Although it didn't affect us anywhere, it just replace it by minus 4. Okay, so here it should be less than 65, and here it is telling greater than. So what we will do? Think. We want all roots should be negative, means non-real. They should not exist. How can this be possible? It will only be possible if greater than 1 by 2 intersection 4 is greater than this, but it should be less than this. So we know 4 to infinity will be considered, but it should be less than 65 by 4. Okay, so a should belong from 4 to 65 by 4. Okay. Okay guys, we are done with this and we are moving ahead. Wait. Okay, I told you this is case 1 and the case 2 will be d less than 0. Remember, this is the ordinary case which every student knows. So we will apply this. What it will give? Similarly, d square minus d square, this written I written again, wrote 4. Okay, now I am writing 16. Okay, a minus 4, a minus 16. Okay, less than 0, a plus 4. So a belongs to minus 4 to 4. Okay, minus 4 to 4. Now in this is different case. Okay, so in different cases means it was not like that mod kx upon, in that the two cases were single cases, we used to take them just to avoid mistakes. Okay, but here these two are different cases, so we will take union. So 1 and 2 union, what it will give? It will give a belongs to from minus 4 to 65 by 4. Okay, moving on to fourth one, which is 4 real roots in which only 2 are equal. When will the roots be equal? Just think. If this 1 minus 1 by 4 lies on this root, then these two will become equal, or on this root, doesn't matter. Okay, so what are the condition? F of minus 1 by 2 should be equal to 0, d should be greater than 0. Okay, from here what we get? 65, right? 65 minus 4a should be equal to 0. A should be 65 by 4, perfect, 65 by 4. And here we get a belongs to minus infinity to minus 4 union 4 to infinity. Okay, and now there is one more condition, which is minus b by 2a. Here minus b by 2a, which will be greater than minus 1 by 4, and we know it is minus a upon 2 greater than minus 1 by 4 if we multiply it, less than 1 by 2. Here it is telling a should be less than 1 by 2, and it is telling a should be exactly 65.5. and what this is telling? A belongs to minus infinity to minus 4. So a belongs to 5, no solution. It is telling exactly 65.4, and it is telling less than 1 by 2, means it will lie negative, but these two are restricting because they are telling 65 by 4 and this is telling 4 to infinity. Okay, intersection doesn't matches only. Okay, so it is 5. This question was way big and it took a lot of time. Okay, but this question was very crucial. If you have understand, you can solve many things. Okay, it has given you 4 real and distinct roots. When 2 real roots, means when roots are equal, how to make 2 roots equal by placing that t condition on the curve of parabola. Okay, we will move forward to question number 18. Question number 18 is proof that a square x square plus b square plus a square minus c square into x plus b square equal to 0 are not real if a plus b is greater than c and mod a minus b is less than c. For non-real root, d should be less than 0, right? So let's calculate d, which will be, okay, b square plus a square minus c square minus 4 a square into b square should be less than 0. Now this is whole square, b square plus a square minus c square the whole square minus 2ab the whole square should be less than. Now I can apply a minus b square minus plus a square minus c square, because I want to create something a plus b the whole square minus 2ab b square plus a square plus minus c square minus means plus 2ab should be less than 0. Okay, after doing this, what can we do further? We can make it a minus b the whole square minus c square. We can make it a plus b the whole square minus c square. Okay, less than 0. Okay, so we got this. Now just think, it is less than 0. Now this this can be negative because a minus b has more chances of being less, so this will when cancel out with c square, it has more chances of getting negative term than this a plus b the whole square, which will be positive, and then as so minus c square, and it is less than 0, so any one should be negative. So more appropriate will be a minus b the whole square minus c square will be less than 0, and a plus b the whole square minus c square should be greater than 0. Now this, if I do this c square and take under root, since it is negative term it can be positive c mod, okay, while in this case it will be positive, so c. So this any condition, sorry, both conditions and okay, so you got these two conditions which are the necessary condition which we have proved, okay, for the above two, so that they have not real roots. Okay, moving on to question number 19. Question number 19 tells let alpha plus iota beta, alpha comma beta belong to real numbers, okay, be a root of the equation. So this is a root of x cube plus qx plus r equal to 0. Q comma r also belong to real numbers. Find the real cubic equation independent of alpha and beta whose one root is alpha, one root is 2 alpha. Okay, one root is 2 alpha. Now if I called it x1, this alpha plus iota beta, this is a complex root, so x2 will be its conjugate, which will be alpha minus iota beta. Okay, now x1 plus x2, what we have, it will be 2 alpha, okay, and x1 into x2, what we have, it will be alpha square plus beta square. Okay, now if I consider this cubic equation qx plus r equal to 0, alpha, it has roots x1 plus x2 plus some gamma, which will be minus q upon minus q, okay, right, it will be minus q minus q something else, qx square, is this equation right, 2x, let me check, I'm thinking because its x square term is missing. No, this is right, the question has same equation. Okay, now it should be 0 because x square term is missing. Okay, it will be 2 alpha, we know that. Okay, gamma is equals to 0, so gamma, the third root, is minus 2 alpha. Okay, and its one root should be 2 alpha. Okay, so let us put x gamma equals to 2 alpha minus 2 alpha in this equation, so it will be minus 2 alpha the whole cube minus 2 alpha cube plus r equal to 0, but we want the equation which has root 2 alpha, so if I cube it, it will become 8 alpha cube minus 2 alpha cube plus r equal to 0, and multiply it with 1 minus 1, so it can be written as 2 alpha cube plus 2 alpha cube minus r equal to 0. Now this can be written as 2 alpha the whole cube plus q into 2 alpha minus r. Now this equation has root 2 alpha, you can see this equation, so if I write instead of 2 alpha x, then q x minus r equals, so this is the required equation where 2 alpha is its root. Okay, instead of root we replace it by x. Okay, so we are done with question number 19. It was easy, not that much hard. So moving on to question number 20, which is alpha plus beta, which is alpha comma beta are the roots of the equation k into x square minus x plus 5 equal to 0. Okay, if k1 and k2 are the two values of k for which the root alpha comma beta are connected by the relation this. Okay, so find the values of this. So its root are alpha and beta, so let me first open this equation, then we will talk. This will be kx square plus 1 minus kx plus 5 equal to 0. We have alpha plus beta as 1 minus k upon k and alpha into beta as 5 upon k. Okay, now if I solve this, which is alpha by beta plus beta by alpha equals to 45, what it will give us? Alpha square plus beta square upon alpha into beta equals to 4 by 5, which will lead us to alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2 alpha beta upon alpha into beta is equals to 4 by 5. Okay, moving on to further, if I replace this value by this 1 minus k upon k the whole square, 2 into 5 by k upon 5 by k will be 4 by 5. Okay, now this will be 1 minus k the whole square. Okay, if I take 1k common, this will become minus 10k. Here k will be there. Okay, and this 1k will cancel out, so here 1k is left. Okay, it will be 5 will cancel out. Now I will open this 1 minus 2k plus k square minus 10k equals to 4k. Okay, further k square minus, it will become 16k plus 1 equal to 0. Now if it is k and k2 are two values of k, so here k1 and k2 will be the two values of k. So this is a quadratic equation, so k1 plus k2 we have 16 and k1 into k2 we have 1. Now let's check this, k1 upon k2 plus k2 upon k1, okay, is what? It is k1 square plus k2 square upon k1 into k2, which is k1 plus k2 the whole square, okay, minus 2 k1 into k2 upon k1 into k2. So k1 into k2 is 1, so here 16 square minus 2 will be 256 minus 2 will be 254. Okay, so this was a medium level problem. Okay, let's move on further. Hope it was easy. We first found the roots and then equated using this given equation, found the equation in k which will have root k1 and k2, then find the sum of the k1 and k2 product of the, and simplified this and got the value by putting the k1 and k2 sum and product value. Okay, let's move on further, which is this question number 21. Question number 21, if the quadratic equation x square plus bx plus c equal to 0 and bx square plus cx plus 1 equal to 0 have a common root, then prove that either this b plus c plus 1 equal to 0 or b square plus c square plus 1 equal to c bc plus b plus c. Let me check whether the question is correct or not. Yes, the question is correct. So let's start. So how can we start? So there is no big direct approach. So let's try to find the common root by multiplying this equation x square plus bx plus c equal to 0 multiply by b, multiply by b, what do we get? Bx square plus b square x plus bc equal to 0, and we have one equation bx square plus cx plus 1 equal to 0. Subtract 1 and 2, what we are getting? B square minus c into x plus bc minus 1 should be equal to 0, and let call this as common root alpha. Replace it by alpha because they have one root different and one root common, so this will be alpha and the thing x we will get will be alpha. So alpha will be bc minus bc minus 1 upon b square minus c, which will lead us to 1 minus bc upon b square minus c. We got alpha, so let's put alpha is equals to 1 minus bc upon b square minus c in x square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Okay, so what we are getting? We are getting 1 minus bc upon b square minus c, right? B square minus c whole square, this will be also the whole square. Okay, plus b into 1 minus bc upon b square minus c, okay, plus c equal to 0. If I multiply throughout by b square minus c, what I will get? I will get 1 minus bc the whole square plus b into 1 minus bc into b square minus c here, plus c into 1 minus bc the whole square. Doing further, 2bc plus b square c square, and here b into b square minus c square, minus b cube c minus b cube c, and when we further multiply plus bc square, okay. Here c into 1 minus 2bc plus b square c square, okay. 1 minus 2bc plus b square c square plus b cube minus bc square, b raised to 4c plus b square c square, c minus 2bc square, b square c cube, okay. Now do we see any term cancelling out? B square c square, okay, this will become 2b square c square, okay. They will not cancel out. They will not cancel out. This will become b square c square, b raised to 4 b cube, b square c square, okay. So what we are getting, b square c square minus 2b. We are doing some mistake or what? 2b square bc plus b square c square, okay. So c into 2bc square, okay, this one is right. Bc square, here 2bc square, okay, minus bc, okay. So what we are doing mistake here, let's check. Oh, I think we have did a mistake, big mistake here. The mistake is b square, okay. This should be c only, 1 into b square minus c, and why I have written this, I should write b square minus c the whole square. Oh my god, big mistakes. Then I have to change this whole term. This whole term will become c into b raised to 4 minus 2b square c plus c square, okay. And then multiply by, it will become c raised to 4 minus 2b square c square plus c cube, okay. Plus now here if it is, then even we multiply, it will become bc. Now let me write this once again. 1 minus 2bc plus b square c square plus b cube minus bc minus b raised to 4c plus b square c square, okay. C b raised to 4 minus 2b square c square plus c cube, okay. Now let's check. If I add this and then these 3 will cancel out. Now this and this will become minus 3, and these 2 are cancelling out. So here 1 plus b cube plus c cube, okay, minus 3 bc, okay, right, 3 bc, okay. What, okay, it is equal to 0. Now if I treat it at 1 cube plus b the whole cube plus c the whole cube minus 3 into 1 into b into c. Now in class 9th they teach one formula which is called a cube plus x cube plus y cube plus z cube into minus 3xyz is equals to x plus y plus z into x square plus y square plus z square minus xy plus yz plus zx, this. So if we apply this here, what we will get? 1 plus b plus c into 1 plus b square plus c square minus ab plus b plus c, okay. So this 2 will be 0, so which will only be possible if any one of them will become 0, b plus c equal to 0, or this 1 plus b square plus c square minus AB plus BC should be equal to 0. Okay, so any one of them should be equal to 0. So we are done with question number 21. We are moving to, let me tell the in summary what we did. We multiplied equation 1 by b, we subtracted them, then we got the common root, we placed the common root instead of that in equation 1, then we got this condition, it is equal to 0, and then ax cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3abc formula, and then this final answer. Okay, we are done with question number 21. Moving towards question number 22. The question number 22 is as follows: if one root of the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 be the square of the other, okay, then prove that this. Okay, now it has already told you that alpha comma alpha square are the roots of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now if I take sum of root alpha plus alpha square, it will be minus b by a, while if product of root alpha cube will be c by a. If I take cube root means if I do cubing on both side, right? So it will become alpha plus alpha square the whole cube equals to minus b by a the whole cube. Okay, what I will get from here? I will get alpha cube plus alpha raised to 6 plus 3 into alpha square into alpha plus alpha square is equals to minus b cube upon a cube, right guys? Now alpha cube we have c by a, and this will be this will be square, right? So it will be c square upon a square, right? And this will be 3c by a, and this will be minus b by a, right guys? Equals to minus b cube upon a cube. If I multiply it throughout by a cube, I will get here c a square, here I will get c square a, here I will get 3c minus b into a, and it will be minus b cube. If I take this that side and bring this side right side, then it will become c square a, which we want to create. B cube equals to 3abc. Okay, what we did, we thought on cubing we will get any alpha cube, so we have alpha cube value. That was the basic logic, so that's why we did the cubing. There was no any other idea. Okay, so we did that. So we are done with question number 22. We will move forward to question number 23, which is as follow. This question I remember we have done this question, same question in Cengage, which was single correct, and here they have asked the same questions as subjective, and throughout the problem solving we have seen many questions repeated in Cengage, although I have did it again just for the revision purpose. Okay, so it is telling it should be less than 0. Automatically x square plus 2 into a plus 1 x plus 9 a plus 4 upon x square minus 8x plus 32 should click you that it should be less than 0. Okay, now check its nature. 64 minus 4 into 32, which will be 120, so it will be less than 0, so always positive. So we can write now a square plus 2 into a plus 1 into x plus 9a plus 4 should be less than 0. Now when it is less than 0, if a is less than 0 and d is less than 0, okay, so a should be less than 0. This is the first condition, let me call as 1, and d less than 0, it will be 4a plus 1 the whole square minus 4 a into 9a plus 4 should be less than 0. This 4 will be removed, we will get a square plus 2a plus 1 minus 9a square minus 4a should be less than 0, minus 8a square minus 2a plus 1 should be less than 0, which will give us 8a square plus 2a minus 1 should be greater than 0. Okay, now on multiplying we should get 8, and on subtracting we should get 2, which will be 4a minus 2a minus 1 greater than 0, which will give a a plus 2 and a minus 1 by 4, okay, greater than 0. So a belongs to minus infinity to minus 2 union 1 by 4 to infinity. We will call it 2, but we remember a is less than 0 from 1. So what is the answer? A belongs to minus infinity to minus 2. Okay, this is the same question we have done. So although we should not have done this, but a belongs to minus 2. The trap is here. You should know this condition. If you forget a less than 0, remember there I told it many times that when f of x is less than 0, a should be less than 0 and b should be less than 0 is the basic condition. Okay, let's move on further to question number 24, which is telling find the least value of 2p square plus 1 into x plus 2 into 4p square minus 1 into x plus 4 into 2p square plus 1 for real values of p and x. I think this question we have also done in single correct. Okay, how can we approach? First, find the least value, okay, and real values. I think we will use d greater than 0. Let's open this. 2p square x square plus x square plus 8p square x minus 2x plus 8p square plus 4 equal to 0 equal to y. Now we want y least value. Okay, let's equate p square terms separately and this terms separately. Okay, 2x plus 4 equals to y. Now we have 2p square x square plus 8p square x plus 8p square plus x square minus 2x plus 4. This is our y. If we take 2p square common from here, we will get x square plus 4x plus 4. Okay, and here if we take here from 1, and then it will become x minus 1 the whole square plus 3. Nothing but I just break 4 into 1 plus 3, which will form x square minus 2x plus 1. Okay, perfect square. And now I think we got it. Okay, how can we get if this value becomes 0? How can this value become 0? If p is equal to 0, then this will become 0. How will this become 0? Then when x is equals to 1. So we want the values of p and x. So at p is equals to 0 and x is equals to 1, it will have least value, which will be y equals to 3. Okay, so we are done with question number 24 and moving towards our last question of today's, which is if a and b are positive numbers, prove that equation 1 upon x plus 1 upon x minus a plus 1 upon x plus b equal to 0 has two real roots, one between a by 3 and 2a by 3 and the other is between minus b by 3. Okay, so how should we approach this? Let's think. Let's simplify this first, which will give us a plus x minus a plus x upon x into x minus a plus 1 upon x plus b, right, equal to 0. Now this will become 2x minus a into x plus b, and here it will be x square minus ax upon x into x minus a into x plus b equal to 0. So what we will get, 2x square plus 2bx, okay, minus ax minus ab plus x square minus ax, it should be equal to 0. Okay, now let's get the parts, which are 2b minus ax, and here, okay, it will become 3 and it will also be 2. Here it has minus ax and this will be minus ab equal to 0. So it will finally it will become 2 into b minus a into x minus ab should be equal to 0. Now it is telling one root should lie between a by 3 and 2a by 3. If we consider any parabola and it is telling two root lie between x1 and x2, what is the basic condition? The basic condition is f of x1 into f of x2 should be less than 0. That is what we have studied. So what it means, f of a by 3 and f of 2a by 3 should be less than 0. Okay, so place a by 3 here. It will become 3 into a square by 9, okay, plus 2 into b minus a upon a by 3, and here it will be a b, which is simple ab, and for this equation it will be 3 into 4a square upon 9, right guys? And here it will be 2 into b minus a into 2a by 3, okay, and minus ab should be equal to less than 0, should be less than 0. Okay, now we will get this x square as 3 into 2 into ab by 3, okay, 2ab by 3 minus 2 a square by 3, okay, 2 a square ab by 3 into, okay, now last minus ab we have here. Okay, moving on further, it will be 4a square by 3 plus what we can get from here. We can get 4 ab by 3 minus 4 a square upon 3 minus ab should be less than 0. Okay, and it was 3 was multiplied with this. Okay, now these two will cancel out, we can see, and it will be 4ab by 3 minus ab less than 0 into this minus a square by 3. This will become minus ab by 3. If you multiply here, it will cancel out and this will remain. Now if we multiply it by 3, okay, take 3 common from all, so, and minus also, then if I take minus from here and here, it will remain negative only. Okay, it will remain negative only, which will give us a square minus ab, okay, a square plus ab, and here from, if I take negative outside, and then 4, here it will be 3 ab minus 4 ab and it should be less than 0, which will give us minus ab. Okay, let me just simplify this. It was ab, and if we have taken sign, okay, here we will get minus, and which will change the sign of the equality, which will give us a plus b into ab should be greater than 0. Okay, so we got this condition from here, and which will indirectly mean a plus b into ab should be greater than 0. Okay, so this is true. So one equation, one root lie between a by 3 and 2a by 3. Okay, now we have to prove other two roots lie between minus b by 3 and minus 2b by 3 and minus b by 3. So for that, the condition will be same, minus 2b by 3 into f of minus b by 3 should be less than 0, right? So we will put it in the equation. What is our equation? The equation is 3x square plus 2b minus a into x minus ab should be less than 0. Okay guys, now let's put this value. We will get 4b square upon 9 plus 2 into b minus a into, this will be minus 2b by 3, okay, minus 2b minus ab. Let's simplify this. It will become 4b square upon 3. This will lead to minus 4b square upon 3 minus 4 become plus 4 ab upon 3, right? And here it is ab. What do we see? These two will cancel out only. If multiply, I will get AB by 3 here. So AB by 3 will only left here for minus b. So if f of minus b by 3, let me check it separately because it will cause a space problem. Okay, so here 3 into b square by 9 minus plus 2 into b minus a into minus b by 3 minus ab. Okay, then I will put it back in the that thing, this, multiply them, then it will become b square by 3 plus here it will be minus, sorry, it will become minus 2b square by 3, and here it will be plus 2ab by 3 minus ab. Okay, and what we will get here, if we multiply my b square by 3 and here minus ab by 3. Okay, so let me place it, it will become minus b square minus ab upon 3 plus. Okay, so let me place it back here. So we have ab by 3, and between this let me take this minus b square plus ab by 3, and it should be less than 0. By minus it will just reverse the sign and multiplying it by 3, so we will get ab into b square plus ab should be greater than 0. Now a plus b, here they have strictly given that a plus b are positive numbers, so don't think why I told here it is greater than 0, because it is already positive number. On adding or multiplying positive number, we will get a positive number only. Okay, so here the sign will change, and if we take a b common from this, b plus a into ab should be greater than 0, which will be true. So one root, the second root means the other root is between minus b by 3 is also true, so both are true. So we are done with question number 25, and we are going to do some more questions on subjective and then do previous year questions. Okay, see you in the next video. Till then, take care.